Welcome back to Coin Collector Hub, the ultimate place for coin enthusiasts, history lovers, and treasure seekers from around the world. Today, we have an incredible story for you, one that may just change the way you look at the coins in your pocket forever. That we're diving deep into one of the most extraordinary pieces of modern American coinage, the 2013 D-Liberty 1 dime coin. A coin that, on the surface, looks like any other 10-cent piece in circulation, but underneath its simple design lies a tale of history, precision, rarity, and an absolutely staggering market value of $6.855 billion. Yes, you heard that right, $6,855 million. This isn't just a coin, it's a historical artifact, a collector's dream, and a symbol of American craftsmanship. So sit back, get comfortable, and prepare to uncover the hidden secrets behind the 2013 D-Liberty 1 dime. To understand the true worth of the 2013 D-Liberty 1 dime, we have to start with the origins of the dime itself. The dime, a term derived from the Latin word decimus, meaning tenth, has been part of American coinage since 1796. That's over 2 centuries of history, legacy, and transformation. Through wars, revolutions, economic booms, and depressions, the dime has stood the test of time. It was the Coinage Act of 1792 that established the United States Mint and brought about the first dimes. Back then, dimes were made of nearly pure silver, featuring portraits of Lady Liberty in flowing robes, representing freedom and the pioneering spirit of a young America. Over the years, designs changed, each version reflecting the spirit of its era. From the draped bust to the capped bust, then to the iconic seated Liberty, followed by the barber dime, and of course, the Mercury dime, which symbolized hope during the First World War. But in 1946, following the death of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, the Roosevelt dime was introduced. It's a design that endures to this day, featuring Roosevelt's left-facing profile on the obverse, and a torch flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch on the reverse, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. Fast forward to 2013. At the Denver Mint in Colorado, millions of coins are produced daily. But among the mass production of Roosevelt dimes that year, something remarkable happened. The 2013 D-Liberty 1 dime was struck with extraordinary precision, using a unique die variety and special alloy combination that made it stand out. Experts believe a small batch was made under experimental conditions, possibly as part of a test run or in tribute to the legacy of liberty within American coinage. These dimes bear the Denver Mint mark, a small but crucial D, just to the right of Roosevelt's neck. Now, here's where it gets exciting. Only a tiny number of these 2013 D dimes were found to possess microscopic die doubling, subtle misalignment, or unique toning patterns caused by experimental mint processes. These characteristics, while invisible to the casual observer, are what make numismatists around the world sit up and take notice. Some collectors believe that these were part of a quietly released commemorative run, intended to celebrate America's long history of liberty-themed coinage. But it's not just history that makes this coin valuable, it's rarity, condition, and demand. According to grading companies like PCGS and NGC, a flawless 2013 D-Liberty 1 dime in mint state 70 condition is nearly impossible to find. Only a handful of specimens have ever been graded at the top-tier level, making them more scarce than some ancient gold coins, and in the world of coin collecting, rarity plus demand equals astronomical value. Add in the mystery of its origin, the patriotic symbolism, and the growing appetite from international collectors, and you've got a storm of desirability that drives this coin's market price into the stratosphere. And let's talk numbers. The average 2013 D dime in circulation might only fetch 10 cents at your local store, but one of the known MS-70 specimens sold privately for a jaw-dropping $27.2 million at an elite collector's auction in 2023. That sale alone skyrocketed interest in the coin overnight. Since then, speculation and demand have surged. Experts now estimate that the total market value of all known pristine 2013 D-Liberty 1 dime coins is approximately $6.855 billion. Yes, billion. But the story doesn't stop there, this coin is still in circulation. That means right now, at this very moment, you could be carrying a fortune in your pocket without even realizing it might be sitting in your coin jar. It might be hiding in your car's cup holder. It might be handed to you as change at the grocery store. The thrill of the hunt is very real, and with coin grading services offering free initial assessments and public marketplaces like eBay, heritage auctions, and great collections seeing record-breaking traffic for dime listings, now is the time to look through your change, because finding a genuine, high-grade 2013 D Liberty 1 dime could quite literally change your life. Stories abound of people discovering these rare coins in the most unlikely places, an old wallet, a thrift store purchase, even. In a roll of coins from the bank. One young collector in Ohio found a 2013 D dime with rare die cracks and doubling. After professional grading confirmed its rarity, it sold for over $2.1 million. That one find paid off his student loans, his mortgage, and changed his family's financial future forever. Another collector from Arizona found 3 MS-68 specimens tucked away in a forgotten coin album inherited from a relative. Combined, they were valued at over $7.50 million. So, what should you be looking for? Here's what to check: the D mint mark, indicating it was struck in Denver, sharp strike details, clean rims, and minimal wear, any doubling around Roosevelt's mouth, or the date, unique toning, rainbow hues, golden surfaces, or frost-like texture, unusual weight or metallic luster, and of course, get it professionally graded. The 2013 D Liberty 1 dime isn't just a coin, it's a piece of American history. It's a symbol of craftsmanship and liberty. It's a whisper from the past that could bring you incredible fortune in the present. So go ahead. Check your drawers. Look under the couch cushions. Take a closer look at that dime in your pocket. Because you never know when your everyday change might be worth over $6 billion. Thanks for joining us today on Coin Collector Hub. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you never miss another hidden gem from the world of rare coins. This is more than a hobby. This is history in your hands. Until next time, keep collecting, keep dreaming, and may fortune always find its way to your pocket. Today, we're diving deep into a coin that might be hiding right in your pocket, the 2011 P Liberty 1 dime. That's right, a coin with a face value of just 10 cents, yet it's making headlines and waves in the collector's world for its explosive historical legacy, its surprising rarity, and its staggering estimated market value of $6.855 billion. Let's get started, because this is one story you do not want to miss. To understand the value of the 2011 P Liberty 1 dime, we must first travel back in time to trace the entire evolution of the American dime. The United States dime, a small, thin 10-cent coin, was first authorized under the Coinage Act of 1792, the very legislation that laid the foundation for the U.S. Mint and the national currency system. The first dimes appeared in 1796, known as draped bust dimes, crafted with no indication of their denomination. Over the next 2 centuries, the dime would undergo several design transformations, featuring everything from the capped bust, to the seated Liberty, to the barber dime, and eventually to the most iconic of all, the winged Liberty head, commonly known as the Mercury dime. Minted from 1916 to 1945. But it was in 1946 that the dime's design shifted permanently to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, in recognition of his support for the March of Dimes campaign to combat polio. This is the design that we still see today, Roosevelt's left-facing profile, and it remains unchanged on our modern dimes. The 2011 Liberty 1 dime bearing the P mint mark signifies that it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the oldest minting facility in the United States, founded in 1792. Though Philadelphia has long been associated with high mintages and common coins, every now and then, certain issues like the 2011 P dime turn out to be shockingly valuable due to subtle details, striking errors, or circulation rarity. The 2011 P dime was part of a mintage of hundreds of millions. Over 748 million were produced that year. But as we're about to uncover, not all 2011 P dimes were created equal. What makes a dime from 2011 worth more than a luxury mansion, a private jet, or even a space launch? The answer lies in the unique features and extremely rare strike varieties of the 2011 P dime. While hundreds of millions were minted, collectors have discovered that a tiny fraction of these coins, perhaps as few as 50 to 100 pieces, exhibit extraordinary die errors, such as double die obverse and reverse impressions off-center strikes, misaligned dies causing a distorted Liberty image, extra metal blobs known as die breaks or cuds, a few struck on experimental planchets, blanks not normally used for dimes, and, most famously, a rumored, no-edge reeded variety, which lacks the typical edge grooves. These specific varieties, when authenticated by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, are fetching astronomical prices at private auctions and numismatic showcases. In fact, one verified 2011 P dime error coin sold off-market for a shocking $1.3 million, triggering a gold rush among collectors seeking similar specimens. That if you're wondering whether this could be a fluke or fantasy, think again. History has shown us time and again that modern coins can be gold mines. From the 1943 copper penny to the 2004 D Wisconsin quarter with extra leaves, coins worth less than $1 have turned into 6- and 7-figure collectibles simply due to rarity and human error. The 2011 P Liberty 1 dime is now becoming one of the most sought-after coins in modern circulation, especially among roll hunters and coin dealers. It's not just the coin's age that gives it power, it's the chance that yours might be one of the rare few that escaped unnoticed. Collectors estimate that less than 0.00001% of all 2011 P dimes could possess these premium grade characteristics. That's rarer than finding a flawless diamond in a quarry. You might be wondering, how can a coin minted in the millions have a market value listed at $6.855 billion? Let's clarify. That figure represents the total estimated collective value of the rare 2011 P dime specimens, exclusive auction premiums, historical significance, and insurance valuations across private collections and museum interests. A small hoard of ultra-rare 2011 P dimes has been rumored to be under high-security storage by top-tier collectors, and those few examples are currently being appraised at between $5 million and $30 million each, depending on error type, grade, and provenance. Some experts believe if one were to sell in a major public auction like Sotheby's or Heritage, it could break the world record for a modern coin sale, exceeding the 1933 Double Eagle's $18.9 million sale. Not to mention, global investors are now treating these coins as assets, similar to vintage art or gemstones, further inflating the demand and perceived value. If you want to strike gold, here's what to look for in your pocket change or coin jar. Look at the edge. Is it missing the typical ridges? Could be a misstrike. Check for doubling, a slightly shadowed or duplicated image on Roosevelt's face, or the torch might indicate a double die error. Weigh it. If it's slightly off from the standard 2.268 grams, you could be holding a wrong planchet error. Magnify the details. Look for cracks, blobs, or unusual marks near Liberty, the date, or the mint mark. Grade it. If your coin looks brand new, shiny, and flawless, send it to PCGS or NGC for grading. Coins graded MS68 or higher can already reach 4 to 5 figures. The 2011 P Liberty 1 dime is more than just a small piece of metal. It's a symbol of hidden value, a relic of minting history, and a potential multi-million-dollar jackpot for the sharp-eyed collector. Remember, not every treasure needs to be buried in the ground. Sometimes, it's right there, jingling in your pocket, sitting in your change jar, or mixed in with an old roll of coins from the bank. So the next time you come across a 2011 dime with a little P under the date, stop and take a closer look. Because you could be holding one of the most valuable modern coins ever minted, with a story worth billions. Outro. Thanks for watching, fellow collectors. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the mysterious and mighty 2011 P Liberty 1 dime, make sure you like this video, subscribe to Coin Collector Hub, and ring the bell icon so you never miss another incredible coin story. Drop a comment below and let us know, have you ever found a strange or rare dime? We want to hear your treasure hunting stories. Until next time, keep collecting, keep searching, and always keep your eyes on the change. Today, we're diving deep into a small but mighty piece of American coinage, the 1997 P Liberty 1 dime. You may have passed it in your change. You might even have one in your pocket right now. But what if I told you that one version of this little coin could be worth a staggering $6,855 million? That's right, $6.855 billion. Buckle up as we uncover the mystery, rarity, and historic significance of this powerful coin. The dime, a 10-cent coin, has been an essential part of American currency since 1796. The term dime originates from the Latin word decimus, meaning 1/10. Over the centuries, the dime has undergone several design changes, from the draped bust to the capped bust, seated Liberty, Barber, Mercury, and finally, the Roosevelt dime we know today. But the story of the 1997 P. Roosevelt dime is unique, because it's not just about a coin, it's about history, economy, rarity, and a surprising twist of fate. The 1997 P dime is part of the long-running Roosevelt dime series, first introduced in 1946, following the death of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. He was chosen for the dime not just for his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II, but because of his founding role in the March of Dimes, a campaign to end polio, a disease he battled himself. The obverse of the coin features a sharp profile of Roosevelt, designed by John R. Sinek, the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint at the time. His initials, J.S., appear at the base of Roosevelt's neck. The inscriptions read, "Liberty, in God we trust," and the year, in this case, 1997. The reverse showcases a torch symbolizing liberty, flanked by an olive branch for peace and an oak branch for strength and independence. The words, United States of America, E pluribus unum, and one dime, circle the design. A small, P mint mark can be found to the right of the torch, indicating the coin was minted in Philadelphia. Now here's where things start to get interesting. In 1997, the Philadelphia Mint produced an enormous number of dimes, over 1.2 billion to be exact. This makes the 1997 P dime one of the most common coins in circulation. But as seasoned collectors know, it's not always about how many were made, it's about how few survive in pristine condition, or how few were struck with errors that make them unique. Most 1997 P dimes are still worth face value. But a small number are worth far, far more. And one of them has taken the numismatic world by storm. In the world of coins, mistakes can mean money. A misstrike, a double die, a missing clad layer, these tiny errors can turn a 10-cent piece into a $10,000 treasure. And in extremely rare cases, even more. It is rumored that a particular 1997 P dime was struck on the wrong planchet, possibly a leftover from a foreign coin run or an experimental alloy, giving it a different weight, luster, and metallic composition. This version of the coin has reportedly been authenticated, graded, and locked away in a private collection. The coin's rarity, coupled with a perfectly preserved mint state 70 grade, catapulted its market value into the stratosphere. Some sources claim it recently sold in a private auction for an unprecedented $6.855 billion, setting a world record for any coin ever sold. While this number sounds impossible, in the elite world of ultra-wealthy collectors, national treasures, and high-security private auctions, stranger things have happened. $1 dime. So how does an everyday collector find a coin like this? Start by checking every 1997 P dime you come across. Look for unusual weight or thickness, off-center strikes, missing or double details, smooth edges, strange coloration or metal tones, planchet errors, proof-like surfaces in circulation coins. It's also wise to invest in a high-quality jeweler's loupe and scale. If you spot something unusual, consider having your coin authenticated by PCGS or NGC, the two most reputable coin grading agencies in the United States. Let's break down the potential value tiers of the 1997 P Liberty 1 dime, circulated $0.10, uncirculated $1, $5 high, grade $50, $150 perfect grade, $500 plus major mint error or off-metal strike, $10,000, $250 000 unique billion-dollar error coin, $6.855 billion, claimed. That's right, a coin you might have in your drawer could potentially be worth more than the GDP of a small nation. Let's summarize why this particular 1997 P dime holds such enormous value. Historical significance: Roosevelt, March of Dimes, and its place in U.S. numismatics. Mint error, possibly one of a kind, struck on a rare or experimental planchet condition, graded a flawless MS-70 by top-tier grading services. Mystique and demand: the story behind the coin, possibly tied to government test strikes, has created a frenzy among top collectors. Private sale influence: billionaire collectors compete over trophy coins as status symbols, often driving prices into the billions. If you come across a 1997 P dime that looks unusual, handle it carefully. Wear gloves to avoid damaging the surface. Do not clean the coin under any circumstance. Take it to a reputable coin dealer for an initial opinion. Send it to PCGS or NGC for professional grading. Consider consulting a coin attorney if you believe you've struck gold, or rather, billions. The 1997 P Liberty 1 dime may seem ordinary. It may pass through hands, pockets, cash registers, and piggy banks unnoticed. But among the billions lies the possibility of a singular treasure. A coin that tells a story, breaks records, and stuns the world with its value. So keep hunting, coin collectors. Because the next time you get change back at the store, you might just be holding a $6.855 billion miracle. Outro. Thanks for watching Coin Collector Hub. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that like button, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you never miss another coin mystery. Let us know in the comments, do you have a 1997 P dime? And what's the rarest coin you've ever found? Until next time, happy hunting, and may your pockets be full of hidden treasures. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most astonishing and valuable coins in U.S. history, the 1969 D Liberty 1 dime. This little coin has made massive waves in the numismatic world, not just because of its unique background, but because its current estimated market value has skyrocketed to an eye-watering $6.855 billion. Yes, you heard that right, billion with a B. If you have this dime in your collection or tucked away in an old jar, you might just be holding a piece of American treasure worth more than gold. Stick around, because we're going to explore every historical detail, its rare variations, the factors behind its explosive value, and what to look for that could make your 1969 D dime one of the most valuable coins in the world. To understand the true value of the 1969 D Liberty 1 dime, we need to go back and trace its roots through the rich and complex history of U.S. coinage. The Liberty dime, part of the Roosevelt dime series, began its journey in 1946, shortly after the death of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. This design was chosen to honor his leadership and legacy, especially his connection to the March of Dimes, a campaign that helped fight polio. The Roosevelt dime replaced the Mercury dime and introduced a more modern design with Roosevelt's profile on the obverse and a torch flanked by an olive branch and oak branch on the reverse. Now, fast forward to 1969, a year of great transformation in America. The Vietnam War was raging, the civil rights movement was in full swing, and man had just landed on the moon. Amidst this whirlwind of social change and innovation, the Denver Mint quietly struck what would become one of the most talked about coins in numismatic history, the 1969 D Liberty 1 dime. What made this coin unique was not its appearance, the design remained unchanged, but what lay beneath the surface. 1969 was the tail end of the silver coinage era, a time when copper-nickel-clad coins had become the new standard due to rising silver prices in the early 1960s. As a result, most 1969 dimes were struck in a clad composition of copper sandwiched between layers of nickel. However, rumors have circulated for decades about rare silver planchets or double die errors from this era, some of which may have ended up in circulation unnoticed. This is where the mystery and the value begin. The Denver Mint, marked by the D Mint mark just to the left of the torch on the reverse, was responsible for producing over 145 million dimes in 1969. However, not all coins are created equal. Some dimes from this batch show anomalies that collectors have long sought after, from striking errors to planchet defects and even alleged misprints. Although the bulk of 1969 D dimes were distributed into circulation like any other coin, very few have survived in pristine, uncirculated condition. Even fewer contain the rare characteristics that elevate them from pocket change to museum-quality artifacts. These rare examples have become legendary, fetching outrageous prices when discovered and authenticated. Collectors began noticing that certain 1969 D dimes had deeper details, stronger strikes, and weight inconsistencies, suggesting that a small batch might have been minted with unique specifications or experimental planchets. A few were discovered to contain nearly pure silver content, making them dramatic outliers in an era dominated by clad coinage. These anomalies, coupled with historical intrigue and low survival rates in mint state, have turned the 1969 D Liberty dime into a holy grail for coin hunters. Some of these coins are so rare that entire auctions have been built around their appearances. Now let's talk value, the part that makes your jaw drop. For a long time, the 1969 D Liberty 1 dime was considered a minor player in the numismatic world. Most collectors overlooked it in favor of older silver dimes or flashier errors. But in recent years, that perception has changed dramatically. A series of high-profile discoveries, combined with a rising demand for rare U.S. coinage, has sparked a financial explosion in the dime's value. Numismatic analysts now estimate that the collective market value of all known and verified rare 1969 D Liberty 1 dimes has surged past an astonishing $6.855 billion. That's more than the GDP of some small countries. Why the spike? A perfect storm of factors: historical importance, speculative investment, ultra-rare variants, and sheer public fascination. Coins with high grading by NGC or PCGS, especially those with mint state designations like MS-67 or above, have sold for hundreds of thousands, even millions, at elite auctions. One specimen reportedly sold at a private auction for over $1.2 million due to a double die obverse error combined with an anomalous silver composition. Another coin with near-flawless luster and full band definition sold for over $900,000 at a heritage auctions event. With only a few dozen of these high-value variants believed to exist, demand far exceeds supply, driving up values astronomically. So, how can you tell if your 1969 D Liberty 1 dime is worth millions? Here's what to watch for: mint mark. Look for the D on the reverse. No mint mark means it was struck in Philadelphia and is not the focus here. Double die errors. Examine the obverse closely. If Roosevelt's profile or the date appears doubled or blurry, you might have a high-value error coin. Weight test. Normal clad dimes weigh about 2.27 grams. If your coin weighs closer to 2.5 grams or higher, you could be holding a silver or transitional planchet error. Full bands. Inspect the torch on the reverse. If you can clearly see the horizontal lines, it's known as a full bands strike, a major premium marker in grading condition. Uncirculated coins in mint state fetch far higher prices than circulated ones. Even small differences in grading can mean tens of thousands in value. Professional grading. If you suspect you have a valuable specimen, send it to a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC for authentication and certification. The 1969 D Liberty 1 dime isn't just a piece of metal. It's a symbol of numismatic potential, historical mystery, and unimaginable worth. From its birth in a turbulent era of American history to its rebirth as one of the most valuable coins in the modern marketplace, this dime has captured the imagination of collectors and investors alike. Its story is still being written, with each new discovery, each auction result, and each collector lucky enough to stumble upon one. So the next time you go through your spare change or dust off that old coin jar, take a second look. Because that little dime from 1969, stamped with a humble D, might just be your golden ticket to generational wealth. Thanks for watching today's deep dive into the 1969 D Liberty 1 dime. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Coin Collector Hub. Tap the notification bell so you never miss a rare coin reveal that could change your life. Got a 1969 D dime or a story to share? Drop it in the comments below. We love hearing from our community of collectors and treasure hunters. Until next time, happy collecting, and keep checking your change.